Cool. All right. So we got a quick check in. We're calling these vibe check for Let's Talk Snowboarding, and we haven't talked to the man in a while. But if you don't know his name, then you're living under a rock because he is a U.S. team half pipe rider, um, part of the Snow League competitor. Just an all around really awesome dude, and he's always so gracious with his time for the podcast, and we feel honored to get to talk to him again today. But we got the man, the myth, the legend, Lucas Foster, joining us from a year in Europe, and you in Austria right now.
Yep, yeah, from Innsbruck.
Nice. How's the weather out there right now, dude?
It's good. Today was super nice. Some snow in and out, kind of randomly all the time. But yeah, it's been better here than in Colorado. But I think everywhere is hurting pretty good for snow. So hopefully we get it over here soon too. We'll see though.
Yeah, yeah. So you just kind of left. We all know that X Games was last week. How
Mhm.
was everything at X Games? I got to check out your run. It was an all-time run. You just missed out on podium. I felt like you had that podium in the bag. But how was X Games? And then what kind of has been going on since X Games? You just kind of been traveling back, getting back, and is your lady in Austria right now too?
Yep. Yeah, she's been here. She was with me like early season, those first few events in Colorado, and then yeah, X Games. I just went back to Aspen for like a week from Europe, and it was great though. It was like a really good pipe, and the vibe was good, um, and yeah, the event was good too. I got fourth, which like bittersweet because I basically missed the grab on my last trick, which these days missing a grab will cost you completely a podium position, no matter how cool you are. Um, so that was a little bit of a bummer, but the run I did, I was still really stoked on. Like I've been working towards that run for a long time, so still recognizing like the positives. So it was a good time, and now I'm back here for a few weeks. I am not riding in the Olympics this time, which is a little crazy, but also kind of nice too. It's been a really long, like 6 months of grind, and we had like the gnarliest battle ever with our team to qualify for those spots. And I'm kind of ready to take a few weeks off, and not off, but take a few weeks to just snowboard. And then we have two more snow leagues and two more World Cups this year, so there's a lot more events. And yeah, not taking the Olympic thing too hard, which is nice.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Anyway, yeah, no plans. There's no events till the snow league, so really just kind of riding. Like I'll ride the local mountains here a bit and maybe go to locks a little bit, but yeah, I'm kind of just gonna enjoy some, just no plans really. I'm trying to just like snowboard and not have everything revolve around the Olympics. Feels pretty good. Like I think I didn't really realize how every single thing that we've been doing the last like 2 years has been all revolved around the Olympics. So to have like other inspiration is feels pretty good. So I'm most excited for that.
Nice, dude. Yeah, you said the vibes were good at X Games. You got out there with the some of the TDI crew and Lou and everybody. How was it getting some clips and filming with the boys? It's probably been a while since you've seen them.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, like everyone in TDI, like those guys are all good friends of mine since a long time ago, since before TDI was a thing. So it was good to see everybody there and um, get some clips with our friend Kiwi from Canada. He's been like one of the TDI guys that's been doing a bunch of media, and Lou was out there too. I wasn't really filming with Lou much, but like getting to hang with him was always cool. And he's not longer with the U.S. team, so we don't really see him anymore. So anytime I see those guys, it's always good. And yeah, like the vibe was cool just because like a lot of I guess most of the crew there, everyone's going to the Olympics, but some of us that aren't going to the Olympics definitely were a lot more lax and just kind of out there snowboarding. So so that was cool because it's been like a lot of tension this year, like within especially the U.S. team. Like God, it's like didn't feel like snowboarding at times. So it was nice to just like get back to shredding and being with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah, the level was pretty darn high. It's kind of been crazy to see Scotty
Yeah.
unveil some of his new stuff. You know, I watched his Netflix documentary, and it was kind of cool to see how everything like in his mind and what goes through and how hard he works. What's it like? What's it like, kind of like with the like some of the competitors up there? You said that it was loose, for you since that you knew that were not going to be going to the Olympics. Was there still a lot of angst amongst the riders that were going to the Olympics versus the riders that were just kind of laid back and chilling? And um, what was it like? Was seeing Scotty lay down that crazy run, because now he has like all the
Hmm.
tricks that Ayumu does, and maybe even some
Yeah.
more to unfold. He's so
Yeah.
technical. So
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, the vibe I think overall still was good. Like the vibe was more tense. I think like leading up to the last event at Locks Open, like that's where it was like at its peak. But X Games, like even like the U.S. guys that were there that were going to the Olympics, like they all were, you know, pretty chill. Like once you make the Olympics, it's a really good, like if you're on the Olympic team, you're pretty stoked. Like I remember
yeah,
last Olympics, I made that team and went to X Games and, was all fired up. And but to see like a lot of people skipped X Games because they don't want to get hurt before the Olympics, but to see Scotty like pushing the limits before the Olympics at X Games was pretty impressive. And um, but yeah, like the vibe definitely flipped. But there's a lot of riders that like aren't going to the Olympics that also didn't go to X Games too. So it's like hard to say what the vibe
yeah,
could have been like. But everyone's homies up there. It's just there's so much rising up energy like leading into this year that I think everyone's just like, it's crazy.
yeah. Were you able to like kind of catch some of the other events too when you were there? Did you get to watch any of the slope or big air or
Mm,
any of that stuff?
a little bit of everything, but not a ton. Like I think I watched like snowboard big air, women's slope and big air was pretty sick, and then there's some snowmobile stuff going on during like pipe practice. So you kind of caught a bit of everything, and definitely like one of the biggest X Games crowds I've ever seen. So that was cool.
I wanted to ask you, like let's do some like pipe favorites. Who's like your main homie in the pipe that you're kind of feeding off of and pushing each other to the utmost when you're in a competition?
Oh man, that's tough. Like I honestly, everybody like I'm pretty like inspired by everybody. Like the U.S. team this year, especially, was like on another level because we had like some riders that haven't been competing in a while come back to compete this year and we're riding so good. Like Jake Pates was, he's like a not older rider. He's like a year older than me, but he was like child prodigy, like teenager that was like pro at 15, and he like quit snowboarding for a few years or quit competing for like a couple years and then came back last year and just like is destroying everybody now. So like watching riders like that gets you super stoked. Like um I could name so many people, but I love riding with like Jan Scherer and David Hablutzel, these two guys from Switzerland, just because I grew up watching those guys. Like Dave and Jan are like the two like older guys that I like remember watching on TV that are still competing. So like getting to ride with those guys and be friends with them was really cool. Face Josie's like one of my best friends, and like watching him kind of come out of left field and like just destroy the whole U.S. team in locks and get his Olympic spot was super inspiring. Like I couldn't even be bummed for myself not making the team because like actually Chase is the one that like bumped me, or he was like a point ahead of me, bumping me out of finals. If I made the final, then I think it would have been me possibly getting that spot. Um, but I didn't even have time to like be bummed because I was like so stoked for Chase. So like Chase is another one, and the Japanese riders push you like, but everyone's tight. It was a cool year. Like overall, everyone's like feeding off each other. So
Yeah, good to see Chief get back in there. It was pretty awesome.
yeah, he's insane. It was one of the
Yeah, he threw down, man. That locks run was sick. Yeah, that was a good time. Always love
yeah
watching locks, especially the past couple years with the commentating from the Bomb Hole Boys and stuff, and
yeah
getting that live feed on Red Bull TV. That's kind of added a whole new element, and it really is one of my favorite events. Um, yeah,
yeah
X
totally
Games was a little interesting on the TV broadcast this year.
yeah
It was definitely different.
yeah
It kind of sucked in moments. Honestly,
yeah
it
yeah
was definitely
they got
like
some
a
work to do.
strange, some changing of branding, I would say, is was kind of interesting. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
they always are
definitely.
trying new different things. But actually, I
Yeah.
had a couple of friends from my local snowboard shop up here. Some of the boys that work there, they went down and they had a good old time. So they said it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and
Um,
you've kind of been back and forth between Austria and your hometown in Telluride. How's it been kind of chilling, getting to be like in Rado a little bit more? It seems like for you and be able to get back into Telluride and, you know, hang out in down there when you're in, the competition circuit has a lot of events in Colorado. So how's it been being in Telluride a little bit more this year?
Good, honestly. Like I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen the news about Telluride with their ski patrol strike and the whole mountain shutting
Yeah.
down. That was weird for sure. But like being in Colorado just as a whole has actually been pretty fun. Like the setup at Copper has been really good, and like we have a lot of events in Aspen, so like riding in Aspen's always fun, and um, so yeah, it's been sick there, and like I spend a lot of time in Colorado still, but definitely the last like 2 months I've been in Colorado a ton. So
Yeah. Nice, dude. And how's everything going in Snow League right now? Like, what's your position? And I've heard that they're kind of dabbling in some different kind of pipe. They're gonna have a different kind of pipe, like a mini pipe almost event going on. Is that something that you're going to be participating in? And or are you sticking strictly to super pipe for Snow League?
that's news to me. I didn't hear about the mini pipe yet, but if they do that, then I mean that'd be awesome. I've told them that they should do like some 18-footer events here and there just to like keep like realistically it's like you want to get more contests at more resorts, you got to be able to like build some stuff that isn't a 22. So if they do that, that'd be awesome. But yeah, like we had China Snow League, which I was like coming right off of an injury for that one, so I kind of just went there to like ride the pipe and like get back into it. So I didn't really like do that good there, but like the one last year in Aspen in the spring was amazing. Like it was such a good first event for them, and then um, did a lot of stuff with them over the summer, just like filming stuff. Like they give so many opportunities to riders too, which is super cool. Like um, so that's been sick, and then we have two more left for this first season, and then hopefully requalify for the next year, because I think that's kind of my goal now. Is now that the Olympics are done and dusted a bit, I am pretty excited to like focus on Snow League and like focus on the events that I actually like am stoked on. So yeah, they're doing great though, and I know that they're gonna add some new like locations next year. So I think they're on it. They've been crushing it. The riders are really stoked, so should be
Nice.
sick. But I'm hoping that we can do some. Like I've been pushing them to do like a mini pipe event in Locks, like for just local riders, like where because Locks is such a good mini pipe and such a good scene, and be sick to have like mini pipe jam for the locals, mini pipe jam for kids, have the pros come in and like just do a little demo and like ride with everybody. And so hopefully they do some stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see that X Games came out with they're starting like a league now too, almost kind of like
Yeah,
same format. So very
yeah,
very
yeah.
cool stuff going on. Interesting
hmm
for sure. But um, I wanted to ask you, what's if you had to choose, like, what's your favorite pipe that you've ever ridden? snowboarding?
For sure, locks. Like that one's
Okay.
just, yeah, nothing compares to it. But there's a lot of good pipes popping up though. Like Korvach in Switzerland is like right down the road from locks, and that one's really good too.
Yeah.
Um, I really like Aspen's pipe. Like it's not as like big and mighty as locks, but it's like just right, like perfect size and speed's good. And um, yeah, it kind of depends what you're like trying to do. Like sometimes locks is nice if you're trying to like send it full steam and like go 1,000 feet out, and then sometimes Aspen's nice if you're trying to like play with some new tricks that are like more technical, and you don't need to go like 10 feet, you don't need to go like 15 feet out on. So it's, yeah, they're all good.
You have any do you have any, since the Olympics are now kind of in the rear view until 4 years away from now, do you have any plans of like getting out and riding powder at all and
Yeah,
trying to get finally get some soul turns on some soft snow?
yeah, that's kind of the plan. Is like, I love competing, and I'm stoked on it. Like I'll continue, but I think I'm gonna shift my focus a bit more now to riding more stuff. Like I've really been like 8 years straight of just full contest snowboarding, like really charging for this Olympic dream, which honestly I lived already. Like going to the Olympics once was such a great accomplishment for me that like now I'm kind of gonna allow myself to like, okay, I'm gonna take that POW trip and not say no because I have a pipe comp the next week. Like I definitely am looking forward to just riding with some new crews, and being in Europe a lot now. Like I've gotten to really link up and like make friends with some of these Euro crews, and they're all so welcoming and like always telling me like, you got to come ride over here with us. Like a bunch of my friends just moved to Mount Baker, so definitely hope I can like, with really no goal in mind aside from just snowboarding. Like if it unfolds into me like filming with a crew or something down the road, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome as well. I just want to like ride and see where snowboarding takes me.
Yeah, that'd be sick. It would be sick to see out in the video part. Very, very
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Never
it'd
seen
be
you
sick.
never seen you in the powder much, as far as filming and stuff. It's always pipe, pipe, pipe. So that'd be
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. I mean, that's what I grew up riding was POW, free riding, Telluride, and slope style. Like, so I feel like I can hang, but I still would like I would need some time to like really get my legs like full power in the POW again for sure.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to get a little switch up for you. So
Yeah,
nobody,
definitely.
everybody loves their pal so much. So it'll be nice for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
totally.
Very cool, man. Yeah, and you were kind of speaking on like maybe getting filming depending on like if you get in with a crew or anything like that. Is that something that like you and Lewis have kind of talked about a little bit? Maybe doing something along those lines over the next handful of years or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it aligned with Lou, that'd be sick. But like, they kind of got their crew with TDI,
Yeah,
and like, those guys are my boys. But like, and I've done some stuff with them, but that's like kind of their thing, and I want to like let them
gotcha.
just do their thing, not like force myself onto it. But I'd love to like one of my homies, Nick Punter from Switzerland. Um, he's been crushing it lately. Like he competed in slopestyle and just got on Beyond Metals and filming with those guys a bunch. It'd be awesome to just like ride with riders like Nick, just to ride with them and just get because their energy's so good. Um, and then yeah, like the Innsbruck crew, everyone's super cool. And then also just like my friends that I grew up riding with, like Taylor Gold and Chase Josie. Like I really like I want to get back to the roots of like throwing the GoPro, like back when I was like 14, 15, just throwing the GoPro around with my friends. And that's when we would
Yeah,
make our best videos, with there's no like plan, there's no like, mighty, like we got to make this crazy movie. It's just like snowboard and like have fun and stack clips when you're ready to stack clips. And if you're chilling and not stacking clips, you're all good. So,
yeah,
so it's really just like riding with different crews to just like absorb different energy is like my goal. And like I never thought that I'd end up living in Innsbruck, Austria 5 years ago, but here I am. So who knows where I could be in 5 years from now?
right. It'd be sick to see you and Chase and some of the boys out in like some of his home turf and
Yeah,
around Idaho, and there's some legendary backcountry out there in the McCall area
totally.
and all that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, and
That'd be
Chase
awesome to
Chase
see.
Chase has some crazy clips from like a long time ago in
Yeah.
the backcountry, like in Jackson Hole, doing like switchback double rodeo 12 over uh Jawbreaker, I think, the Scotty Lego jump, and like yeah, the pipe riders have a lot of good like Ryan Walkendorfer is super good in the backcountry, and
Yep.
there's definitely like some good crews.
Yeah, you guys are so technically sound in your writing because you have to have such great edge control and, fundamentals and everything. That translates
Yeah,
super good
totally, man.
to the backcountry. Yeah. And you guys are, you know, you guys respect consequences a lot because there's such high consequence in the pipe, you know, and there's high consequence in the backcountry. So that also is like just like a give and take and high
Yeah,
translation into backcountry. So that's sweet, dude.
yeah, totally, man.
Any plans this summer to be back at Hood for a week or so?
I hope so. Yeah. We'll see. Like I think I'm gonna go to Hood to help out with this academy, actually, the snowboard academy in Vermont, Vermont Academy. I'm kind of helping them like revamp their snowboard program a little bit. Like not entirely coaching, but like a little bit, but like really working with like their kind of their administrative team on like building up their pipe program and helping them get like their airbag camps taken off. And I helped them at Mount Hood last year, just kind of like I was riding, but also like kind of helping their coaches and like help just kind of watching their program as a whole. So that might be like a new project that I'm like pretty invested in. And those guys went to Hood last year, so I think maybe I'll end up there with those guys. But there's no plan yet really for the spring or summer. Like I think I'm gonna kind of just take opportunities as they come. And last year I spent a lot of money to go to Hood, and um, I don't know if I want to like. But I actually would be super down to just go and ride like the mountain. I think it's expensive because you pay for that half pipe camp, and that pipe camp is like ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
And
see.
like we were talking about, like who even knows what the summer has in store for all of us out here in the West Coast and stuff. We're just low on snow, and nothing is looking good for the future as far as like February goes. So who knows? Maybe it'll turn on, but it's been
Yeah,
not very much fun so far. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird. But the East Coast, they getting hammered, so good for them.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. They probably haven't had that in years, so they're
yeah,
due.
everyone's all the pros and really everybody seems to be just flocking to Japan right now, which makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Japan's getting
So
it for sure. Pretty sick.
yeah, they're having one of their legendary storms, like 100, something about like 100 inches in 5 days or something like that. They
Oh
got.
my god, it's so
Yeah,
sick.
I wish. I wish I was
Yeah,
there one of these days, dude. Um, yeah, so it's great that everything going on. You're gonna be pretty busy here leading up until the Olympic time. I was gonna ask you if you were gonna like go check it out or anything since you're so close. Being in Austria, were you gonna go cheer on some of your U.S. teammates or anything, or are you gonna be kind of busy during that time?
no, yeah. I might actually go. I was talking to the U.S. team about helping doing some like NBC media, like behind the scenes stuff, kind of like um, announcing ish. But that's kind of up in the
Cool.
air. So that'd be sick though. But I kind of it's really hectic going there though. Like I think the village that it's in is like pretty small and isolated and like hard to get into, and tickets are expensive. So probably won't be
Yeah.
there unless there's like some sort of gig going on, because otherwise
Yeah.
it's like kind of impossible. But I'll definitely be watching and cheering on my friends, and I'm excited to see how it goes down. I mean, it's so crazy with the Olympics because like it's such a build up, and like I mean, it seems like the kids these days, like the next gen, like it's all they care about is the Olympics, but it's like really is just another event. So like we'll see who crushes it. But everyone's going to be at the Snow League 2 weeks later, so it's like we'll see. But I'm excited to watch, and I'm excited to like watch again because it's been years. It's been a couple Olympics since I watched an Olympics. Like last time I was there competing, so kind of excited to like see what that feels like. To be a spectator for that again, to see if it you know lights like my reaction not making the team was surprisingly pretty like I wasn't like I was disappointed for sure, but I wasn't like crashing out and like depressed or anything. I was like surprisingly
Yeah.
like okay, I'm like it's all good. And but we'll see what it's like watching it, because I might be watching it and being like, what, I could be landing these runs and getting whatever place, like, but that's also good, like healthy fuel. So
Yeah.
um but I hope my homies kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chase
Fuel.
and
Fuel.
Jake and Chase
Yeah.
Blackwell, Alessandro.
Definitely, dude. Yeah. Fuel for the events coming up after the Olympics. So that'll be
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. But cheering on the boys. You got to cheer them on. How's last time we spoke, there was kind of like a changing of the guard as far as the team coach, and Danny Cass,
Hmm.
had taken over. How's everything going with Danny? Because we all know he's such a legend, and it's almost kind of like you're in. I don't know. I feel like I'd be in awe just like in his presence sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, how's the coaching been with Danny?
Good. Yeah. Danny's the head coach. And then we got Benny Bright actually is our assistant coach now. So we had Matt Ladley. Like that, I feel like there's a changing of the guards every season because we haven't had the most consistency. But Danny's been consistent since 2023. So like he's been crushing it and like loyal to the team. And then this new guy Benny that we got is like rock solid. He's an amazing coach, and like he loves coaching. Like coaching is like what he lives for. So I think our team is in great hands now. Like we got like a good crew that's like gonna ride or die with us. And Danny's been great. Like he juggles a lot of stuff, like between being the head coach of the team and like basically still being a pro snowboarder. Like he still rides for Arbor and Monster, and like he does. It's crazy. I am so impressed with how well he manages everything. So he's been crushing it, and like our whole team, you could really see everyone like rising up and like you know just leveling up. So that's been cool. And yeah, it's funny dealing with Danny because yeah, he's such a legend. But I feel like I knew Danny pretty well like before he was coaching the U.S. team. Like we were all homies. So like he was like a friend before he was our coach. So like it's funny dealing with him in like a professional like authority setting, because it's like he's your homie, but then he also has to like be the coach and like do the right like corporate thing sometimes. But like I get it because it's just like how it is, like being the coach for a big team.
Yeah.
But he's great. I mean,
Nice.
just like talking to him after like the Olympics and stuff, like he was so chill. And like it's not like your coaches are like mad at you if you don't make the Olympic team, but he was like he knew what I'd been through in the last like 6 months, just with like my injury and like mental battles with just getting back to where I was at. So like we were stoked to like keep it rolling. So
Excellent, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, and you kind of mentioned Monster. You left the Monster Squad, and now you're riding for some different sponsors and stuff. I kind of wanted to touch on that because there's been kind of a change in like a lot of the riders, pro riders and stuff, like Red Gerard going to Arbor, and just many many others and stuff. What's it been like, kind of making that switch, getting away from Monster? And I kind of wanted to ask you like who you riding for. I know you're riding for Q Mile Soul, um and a few others, still Solomon, I believe. So how's the relationship been with those sponsors you've had and new sponsors coming on?
yeah, great man. I mean, the only one I really like don't ride for now is Monster and Cup Noodles, which funny enough are like my two biggest sponsors. But Cup Noodles I knew was like coming to an end because they were like the classic like corporate come in for 2 years. We knew that they wouldn't stick in snowboarding for more than like a little bit. So that was no surprise. Monster was kind of a like long story because like I had been on Monster for a really long time and like had a great run with them and a great relationship with them, but like we kind of hit a wall where my deal was up and like they were taking really good care of me. And I was like on the older side to like keep me on the Monster Army team. I mean, the Army team and the Energy team, like support wise, is very similar. It's like, and that's why you ride for an energy drink is,
Hmm.
they pay good. So it's like, so I was really happy there, but like kind of got to a point where I knew that I wasn't going to keep growing with them much longer, and we were like negotiating, trying to figure out like what to do, and like honestly it was this one dude. I'm not gonna name names. This one guy that just was like not really down to keep me around, and like we were talking with him, and like the other manager was like talking to like I don't need to get into too much detail, but we couldn't really like find an agreement. One guy didn't really make me feel too wanted there, and I was like kind of felt like we were just beating a dead horse. So we all high fived and just said like, all right, man, let's call it. And but those guys are still like shout out to Chris Stumbles and Cody Dresser. Like those guys are still like I saw them all last week at X Games. They're still my homies. Like they changed my life. Like I would not have had a snowboard career without Monster. So it was all love at the end of the day. It's just part of the game, Sometimes you click with some managers and sometimes you don't. So
Sure.
but
Yeah.
anyway, like other than that, like Solomon has been amazing. Like those guys have been so loyal and like supportive of pipe snowboarding, and like those guys have been dope. And Smith Optics, this new company called Urevo, that's like a recovery wellness company out of China. And it's funny with those guys because it's owned by this guy Alex that has his two kids that are like super into snowboarding and skiing, and they're from China but live in Silverthorne now. And like this guy just he's so stoked on snowboarding and skiing and like really good businessman. So he's like pumping money into snowboarding and skiing and like supporting a lot of athletes. Not a lot, but like he's got like 3 riders on his team right now. He's like did a huge sponsorship with USASA. That company's been like probably the coolest company to work with because they just are like one of those big players in their industry that like really want to invest into snowboarding. So those guys have been sick. And then Goat Power Bikes, kind of a similar thing too, like random sponsor, but they've been like super dope to work with and supportive of what I've wanted to do. And then hopefully I have like some other stuff that I like in the drink space specifically that I'm hopefully gonna be able to announce soon. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But yeah, it's definitely been like a brand switch. Like not having the Monster sticker on my snowboard and not having the Monster logo is like pretty weird. I felt like I had it on for my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's kind of freeing to a degree too. Like I get to do
Yeah.
whatever I want now. So
Yeah. Those kits that you're rocking too are been cool to see. I love the style that you got going on and
thanks, man.
the outerwear and stuff. So that's been
Appreciate
sick
that.
to see. Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. Yeah, dude, let's finish this thing up. I want to throw a bit of rapid fire at you. We've done it before in the past, for your full episode and stuff, but I got a few different ones, and maybe some opinions have changed since the last time that we talked. So I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
some quick hitters at you.
do it.
Who's got your best style?
Favorite style
Mm-hmm.
of all time?
Yep.
I think right now I've been really digging Nicholas Mueller, seeing some of his
Nice.
clips lately. He's so sick.
The butter god.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Um, who's got your favorite turn?
Favorite turn? I don't know. I mean, I think Josh Dirksen has like the best, like fundamentally for sure. Watching Dirksen turn like at Mount Baker bank slalom is crazy. But probably like that's so tough. Blake Paul probably style
Got you.
wise.
Nice. Um, who who is the um most quiet person in the pipe, at the top of the pipe, who doesn't say much at all to anybody?
Mm, the like obvious one is Ayumu Hirano, but he's like he's not loud, but he's like talkative off hill. But Alessandro Barberi, and he's my boy. Like he know like we could mess with each other about it, so I could say it here. But like when he's up on the mountain and like getting like in training mode, he is like the most like yeah. You cannot catch a word with that kid. I make fun of him all
Nice.
the time because I'm like, dude, you do not need to be that stone cold. But then you get off of hill and he's like saying the craziest 16-year-old shit you'll ever hear. But
Nice.
I love Alessandro.
Uh, who? Let's say, what's your favorite trick in currently that's going down in the pipe, and who has it?
Oh, that's tough. Really tough. I think my favorite trick, like it looks good and it's really hard and doesn't get credit enough, is probably like Jan Scherer front alley oop 9 nose grab. It looks really good and like I don't know, people don't appreciate it enough. Jan Scherer's got that one. Um, there's a lot. That's a tough one, man.
I like it though.
Kai,
I like it.
anything Kaishu does is sick.
Yeah. Yeah, the boosted method was cool to watch at X
Yeah,
Games.
totally.
Um okay, last one. Currently, since the last time we talked, but right now, what's your least favorite trend in snowboarding?
What did I say last time?
Gosh, man. I think it might have just been like the hate, like people being like cool guys and stuff, I want to say. Just
Yeah,
like, yeah, because you're so
the
cool with
worst
everybody and try to be
the worst
friends,
trend
with all the
the worst trend right now is definitely like the new generation like taking it extremely serious at like the rookie level. Like
yeah,
I understand 100% like you got to take it serious, but like half of snowboarding is like being a good person and being a part of the community and like giving like your soul and like your personality to snowboarding. And like it seems like a lot of kids see like Scotty James these days and see how serious he's taking it, and they're like adapting that into their lifestyle as like a Rev Tour athlete. And I'm like, dude, like Scotty's like doing tricks that are death defying, like never been done tricks. Like he kind of has to take it that stone cold. But then you'll see some like Groms that are like 12 or 13 that are just like way too, I don't know. I just think when I was younger, what made me fall in love with snowboarding was like the community and like being up there and taking it seriously, but also being able to like high five your friend and like say good morning, how are you doing? Like Louis Vito is like the best example of someone that's like, you know, he's at the top of the pipe, he's about to drop in and do a front double 12. And if someone comes up next to him and says, hey, how you doing, Louis? Good morning. He's able to give it right back to you and drop in and
yeah,
flip the switch and be focused. But like kids see that and think they have to do that. I'm like, dude, that's not how it's done.
yeah. I like it, dude. Yeah. Have you? We had you kind of joined us and surprised, Kaylee Neal in her episode. Have you run into Kaylee since then out there on the pipe?
I actually ran into her mom a couple weeks ago in Aspen,
Nice.
and I see Kaylee around, but I don't know if she says what's up to me too much. I need to say what's up to her
Yeah.
next time I see her. It's usually always like when we're at the top, and like it's funny we're talking about being serious, but like yeah, there's times where it's like we're all kind of like in our own zone, getting ready. Like some of those practice days at these contests are super like chaotic, and you have to like be on it, and like socializing at the pipe is not the move. But I'm sure when I see Kaylee off hill, it'll be all good. But then I saw her mom though, and her mom was super sweet and said thank you for hopping on, and yeah, so
Yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome. I
super
love it.
nice.
Nice. Small world, dude. It's always good to
Yeah,
connect everybody together. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, totally.
Yeah, for sure. Well, dude, thank you so much again, Lucas. I know you're your schedule's busy, but we always appreciate the time, bro. And
No worries, man.
look forward to seeing you in Snow League. And yeah, with that, we'll
Yeah.
close her out.
Thanks, dude. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Glad it worked out. And yeah, this is good timing for me. So appreciate it.
Nice. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude.